Hello everyone, today we'll be solving the daily problem 2402. I'm not sure if I can solve this. Okay, so let's go. You are given an integer n, there are n rooms numbered from 0 to n minus 1. You also have an array meetings which has the interval held during the half closed time. All the values which start are unique. Meetings should allocated to the room in the following manner. Each meeting each meeting will take place in an unused room with the lowest number. There are no available rooms, it will be delayed until a room becomes free. Okay. When a room becomes unused, meetings that have earlier original start should be given the room. Return the number of the room that held the most meetings. When a room becomes unused, meetings that have an earlier original start. So this is kind of like scheduling algorithms. Whichever comes first, that will have more priority. But we also need to keep a track of when the rooms will become free again. Okay. Hmm. So we can have a set from 0 to n minus 1. How do we simulate? Yeah, I did look at the topics for this question. So array, hash table, sorting, heap, priority queue, simulation. Okay. So is this recording? Okay. Sorry for the disturbance. Hmm. Select. Hmm. So we have rooms from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, for now, let's. Okay. And then we have the meetings, which we have to sort because we need the starting to be the least. So meetings dot sort. After that, how do we simulate this? Start. So let's assume this test case 0, 1. Let me just copy it. we have this uh, 0 to 0 comma 10 and 1 to 1 comma 5. We have only 2, and after that 2 comma 7 and then 3 comma 4. And what do we have to return? Return the number. So here we can return any, right? Oh, both are being used 2 times, and then we return the smallest one. The problem is, I need to know when the room is free. So what if I have a heap which contains all the meetings, and every time I pop the heap, I get the least room, and I need the time. So after the meeting is done, I push the heap back to the hmm. Okay, so let us have heap is equal to I for I n range 10. Then let us heapify heap dot heapify heaps. So let me try to also have the imports because I'm trying to practice that. So from import heap cube, and let's change this to Vim. Okay, so okay, now we have a heap. Now let's say time is equal to 0. Wait, Then we have, now how do we know? Can we have a heap which contains all the running meetings with their room? So let's say meeting 0 is running. So in room 1. So that is 10, comma 1. And then we also have 9, comma 1. So whenever we reach t is equal to 9, we pop everything which is lower than or equal to or 9. Then we append the second thing back to the other heap. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I think it should. So my idea is to have one heap for the meetings which are being held currently. So current meeting. And then one more heap for available rooms. And then we need a hash map to count the uh number number of used things. So for that, uh, count is equal to, we can just have a hash array here. So for 0 star and okay, okay. So that seems right. Now let's call this uh, available available meetings. Wait, what is the Python naming con, con convention? Underscore snake case, right? So available meetings is that we paste that. Okay, yeah, can word from there, paste it out. Uh, and now we also need current meetings. So current ongoing meetings is equal to, right. Hmm. That seems fine. Okay. So available meeting, available rooms. Rooms we used. Okay. So now we have available and current. After this, hmm. So after this, hmm, okay. Hmm. So now we need the end time, right? So for Let's say end time is equal to 0. So for start, comma, yeah, start, comma, end and meetings, end time is equal to max of end time, comma, end. So we got the greatest number now. So we have 0 times this, so the end time is 10. Okay. And now what we do? I don't think we need the end time because if, yeah, we don't need the end time. Hmm. I think this has to be sorted in the reverse order. But I don't think we need this. So for now, let me. Yeah. Now, how do we iterate? So while meetings, okay, we do need the time here. So initially time is equal to 0. So if while meetings of -1 of 0 is lesser than or equal to time and available rooms is not empty, then rooms being used or heap push, it's the other way around. Heap q dot heap push. Let me just heap push rooms being used and we need to push in. So what do we push? Rooms being used. So we need the end time. Start comma n is equal to x. Copy this out. Y. Paste that here. Okay, so we need the room number. So available so room is equal to heap of available available rooms, and then push in the we push in the end time of the meeting, comma the room itself. And that seems fine. And then we all also have to add in the end. So this is how we add the meetings into the queue or the heap here. Now we also have to pop something. So while the rooms being used of 0, comma 0 is lesser than or equal to t, then we available rooms we heap push heap q dot heap push available rooms, and then we need to push the room itself. So let's say underscore comma room is equal to rooms heap q dot heap pop rooms being used. Then we add the room here. We also have to keep q. Right. I think this kind of makes sense. And after we, each time we push our, so let's say we're pushing it here, and then let's just, so count of room plus equal to 1. That makes sense. And in the end, let's just print out count for room and return 0 just to test it out. Let's see what we get. Runtime error. Length. Okay, why did I have to sort it? Yeah, reverse is equal to, right? List index out of range. Why rooms being used? So let me just change that. Also need to pop the meetings, right? That's what I'm not doing. Meetings is just this thing. So if n lesser than or equal to p. Okay, we already checked that here. Right, this makes sense. We don't even need to start, so there's an infinite loop somewhere. So let's check where the problems. While meetings. So run 1 1 1 1 1 and oh shit, I activated the shift. Okay, let's check where the infinite loop is. Okay, um, not quite sure what's happening here. Okay, while meetings. Okay, the problem is it's being pushed in. So while meetings, meetings.pop. I forgot to pop the meetings. So it should be fine now. List index out of range. Yeah, we also have to check while meetings. What was the input for this? Meetings is that. Then we also need while meetings. Meetings and that. Okay, let's just return -1 field. 1 comma 3. Why is it 1 and 3? It should be 2 and 2. Yeah. Expected one. Room is unused. Meetings that have an earlier start time should be given that room. Yeah. Sheep push trend and and room and gen followed by Print room. So we have, first of all, hmm, we need to, yep. And then we also need the time here. Why? All right. So, we let us, so, okay, at time zero and then time one, we're adding them to the two different rooms. And at time five, we get the room one back. Okay. Mm, At time five, we also add third thing to room one. Okay. Okay, this is the duration. We don't need the end time. We need the duration. Right. That's the mistake I've done. So meetings.pop is equal to n, and then what we have to do, duration is equal to the, give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so the duration is equal to the end minus the start. Right. So duration is equal to n minus start. And then we need to add the duration here. No, 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 no. We need to add the time plus the duration. And let's give this one a go. Now what are we printing? To perfect. Okay. This is right. Yeah, let's try printing. Let's try returning the answer. So for, so let's say max is equal to 0 for now. So for I and so for I and I, if n, I was returning the right thing. We're returning the index, right? Return the number room. Should, yeah, it's zero. Yeah, it's correct. So if n is greater than max, n is greater than max, then max, if n is greater than max, idx is equal to I. Yeah, that's it. We don't need anything else. And then we return idx. Let's try that out. If n is greater than max, and we also have to set max is equal to I. Perfect. Yep. Okay, let's try submitting. I don't know if we'll get a TL either. Okay, time limit exceeded. So if we simulate it just like that, time limit will exceed. Okay, so what we can do is the time, what we can do is we can push it to the, see, okay, rooms being used as the time. So time next day is equal to room being used of 0 of 0. Then t is equal to next t. Does that work? If there are no rooms being used, that doesn't work. That doesn't. We need to check two conditions. We need to check, okay, next t. So if it is equal to -1, now we need to check rooms being used as well as the next meeting itself, right? So is equal to the minimum of meetings of -1 of 0, comma, rooms if not rooms being used. If rooms being used, then we take that along with the. Okay, that seems fine. Else next t is equal to min of meetings -1 of 0. If meetings also. Just meetings of int object is not iterable. Wait, we don't need meetings. Only meetings. Rooms being used or wait, yeah, it is the meeting. -1 of 0, right? What's wrong with it? You don't understand. Okay, it's not an iterable yet. You don't need the minimum bit. Right. And then we change this to t itself. So I don't think we need this. Let's just add it just in case. Else t plus equal to 1. There's an issue here. Hmm. Okay, so we stuck at time 2. And what happens at time 2 to test cases? Test case is right here. Test case 1, time 2. Ouch. Okay, while meetings. Okay, the problem is there's no room available. There is no available room. So here we can add and available rooms. I don't know if that would cause some other problem. Output limit exceeded. Yeah, same problem again. If rooms being used and available. I don't think this is the right way, though. I'm not sure. Steam seems a little too. Yeah, seems a little bit weird. I don't think this will submit either. It's just we got one test case lesser, in fact. Yeah, I don't think this is the right way. How do we optimize this? No clue. Hmm. I think I'm gonna look at the hints now. We did get the brute force, so right, use two main hips. Yeah, perfect. One keeps tracks of the number of rooms at every secondary n times of all the meetings. And the room theory. Keep track of the number of times each. Okay, yeah. With each meeting, check if there are any free rooms. With each meeting, check if there are any free rooms. If there are, then use the room with the smallest number. Otherwise, assign the meeting to the room that will end the soonest. Okay, okay. So we don't need time. That's what the time. Each meeting. So with while meetings and meetings with my and available rooms. Okay, if available rooms. That's what they want us to do. Start and duration. Okay. But how do we, yeah, without time, how do we know whether it's free or not? Hmm. Okay, so if there are no available rooms, Okay, wait a sec. If there are no available rooms, so if you're doing all this, if not available rooms, then T is equal to uh, rooms being rooms being used of 0 and 0, which is, yeah. And if there are available rooms, then we just implement this by 1. Same problem again. Oh, let's go. That's good. That's it. That was that was a good problem. I think this was one of the easier hard problems, but mm, like all this time I just gave up after seeing the difficulty level. So I'm pretty happy that if I try, yeah, I can start trying the hard problems now. Maybe this was more of a medium than a hard. Thank you for watching. Yep.